It's your boy, Joseph Rothschild, a.k.a. MBT. How is everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, my God. Ugh, I am not feeling great. I have a bit of a convention cold, if you know what I'm saying. A convention cold. The convention is COVID-19. I just took a rapid test. I don't have it, but I could. I'm working on it. I'm workshopping some things. I knew all that spit swapping sex with Gage wasn't a good idea, but I did it anyway. I never thought I would be able to do some cum swapping with a 3v3 team of Coder and Tatsim, but I did it. Oh my goodness.
That was wrong.
Okay, let me do subs real quick. Catgirl Mage, thank you for the 7. Happy 7 months to my favorite queer baiting streamer. Oh, there's so many of those. I can't believe I'm your favorite. Xslayer64, thank you for the 10. Queen Bitch Kira, thank you for the year. It's been a fucking long year. Aren't you the person who runs the Yu-Gi-Oh Anonymous account? Yeah, I should start mailing you invoices for the ratios. Cursed Eyes Gaia Dragon, thank you for the 5. It truly is Libran time. The Avenger 19, thank you for the 13. Should I bring Guru to Columbus this weekend? If not, it's Fluonderies. Well, let me tell you right now, I would not bring Fluonderies to a competitive event right now, but I really would not bring Guru. So, Dr. Uwu, thank you for the 10. What the more bussy doing? Deity of Ice, thank you for the 3. My favorite Ace Attorney streamer who plays a stupid card game on variety days. I don't know. Brew Raspberry, thank you for the 14. Dekai 91, thank you for the 18. A year and a half of the most goated streamer with the most sauce in the continental United States. Glad you survived the YCS. Saw you were morbid all over the place. Indeed, I was. Jester Harlan, thank you for the 14. Captip 702, thank you for the 4. It's Morbin time. Caesar 285, thank you for the 8. Nomers, thank you for the 15. I hate it here. Anyway, here's more money. Joe Biden, thank you for the $200. Just kidding. It's bits. Joseph, why are you streaming so late? It's past my bedtime. Wrong past there. And let me scroll up. Dimsum05, thank you for the 16. Would you look at that? Breaker the Outrage, thank you for the 13. Glad and catch you acting sus for over a year. Happy to be here. Snow Prism, thank you for the 8. 8 months. Let's go. Prophetic Future, thank you for the 13. Feeling like OTK Goki needs support. Why? Megas OL, thank you for the 3. How is hanging with my friend Darth Nash 6, aka the Evil Swarm player? Oh, we'll get to it. And Meow Mix, thank you for the sub as well. Ugh.
That was wrong.
Ugh. What's an MB ticket? Oh, Earl, I'm glad you asked. Earl, I'm glad you're here. Did you get in contact with Coder? I know he was trying to get in contact with you and vice versa, I think. Can you send me the cute picture of us? Did I take one? Yeah, for sure. I was not. Fuck.
That was wrong.
Chico Vasilion, thank you for the 4. Show the bad manners video. We'll talk about it. Dolan Spank, thank you for the 7.
That was wrong.
I think we did at the Tuber house. I'm looking. Oh, we did. About the bad manners video, may I offer some additional commentary? I guess so. I don't know. Smeals, thank you for the prime. Epic Riddle, thank you for the prime as well. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm just really, my throat's kind of hurting, and I'm a little, just a little out of it. It's been a fucking long week, alright? Ugh. I almost thought about just not streaming tonight, but I think that there's too much money in it. I think there's too much money that I can't pass up. Because
I summon the Blue Eyes
spent
White
a lot of
Dragon
it.
in
Slimmy
attack
Snatch,
mode.
thank you for the 5.
Now I take all your life points.
Beep, 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 beep. Takashi117, thank you for the gifty, and the Bread Boy, thank you for the gifty as well. Quick Fluff TV, thank you for the prime.
That
Hope the
was
YCS
wrong.
was fun. Was very neat seeing you on stream. I'm happy to have been streaming. Thought Auditor, I'm glad you're streaming tonight. Hey, it was good to see you, by the way. Dr. Strange Show, thank you for the 100. I will say, Thought Auditor, you were one of the most normal
That
people
was
at that
wrong.
event. It was shocking. Congrats on winning the YCS. Thank you. It was not actually very hard at all. 9-1 is. Little did you know that the cold is actually a toll for using Mystic Mine.
That
This is
was
true. I'm
wrong.
like Deku in The Legend of Zelda. What's the Deku in Boku no Pico Academia, where I go, I'm morbid out, and then I activate Mystic Mine and my arms and lungs explode. Right? That's how it works. Hey man, it was great to see you at the event. Yeah, it was great to see you too, Rebby. I was the guy in the at the key party dressed like a looper. So we did meet up. What else do we have? Drinks with Maddie, thank you for the 100. My D&D group canceled last minute tonight. Glad I was not stood up by MBT 2. True. Chaotic Meatball TV, thank you for the 15. Hey bud, at my halfway
No
hotel stop,
refunds.
this motherfucker drove from Florida. Thanks again for being wonderful YCS commentary. Looking forward to see you at Niagara. Here's a little something for the Linkaribo you gave me. Oh, thank you. And people have been liking our ep of yearlies. You know, I did look at it, and I saw that it was the most viewed by a lot, and I was like, good. If they didn't watch it, I was going to yell at you all tonight. I make this joke every time. I'm UK based. You're UK something, but you are
wrong.
not based. 1d8 cold damage. Thank you for the 11. Welcome back, Strummer. Any chance you'll spoil the One Prog playoff spinoff tonight? We haven't filmed it yet. Okay. How's everybody doing? I late
That was
streamed long
wrong.
title. Oh, heard you in 03. Sorry, champ. You were misinformed. Thank you for the sub, though. I went 02. Then I dropped. I wasn't sitting through any more of those. When is next Junior Journey? You all have a literal one-track mind. The next Junior Journey is when we film it. RJ sent me a message on Thursday and said, "Oh shit, Junior Journey's today, right?" And I said, "No, it's not, because I am out of here."
That was wrong.
Mac Jedi Twin, thank you for the prime. How was meeting Jonah, Peter, and Poe over the weekend? It was great. Oh my god. Everyone was so great. All right. So, let's get talking about the YCS. So, we're not doing Twitter. I'm just going to do the YCS, and then we may do Prague. We'll see how my throat's holding up. Might do Prague Wednesday. You all, you ready? I think I can avoid spoilers till Wednesday. I'm pretty sure one or both of them plays Chaos, and Gage probably does something very silly in deck building. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? You know? All right. Let's, I wrote down what I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, the YCS Preamble. First and foremost, you all know. You want me to close it? Oh! Jillian brought me coffee. Wait, no. It's tea. Jillian brought me tea for my destroyed throat. Joe Biden, thank you for the 100. Wife stream. True. Why didn't you tell me you were doing the magician case on Tuesday? Why, when I was a kid, my dad was a world. That you have the speech pattern down. Yeah, sorry, Joe. Anyway, so the YCS Preamble. Here's what happens. I do not know what to play, right? And it's maybe the day before the event. Let's say maybe it's hypothetically the day before the event. So my friend Saurabh Pasikani, who you may know better as Socks, who you may know better as that guy who was on the channel playing Volcanic, who you may know as the guy who went 10-0 in the middle of Duelist Alliance format with Volcanic at a YCS. The dude is cracked. He comes over. We're talking about what I'm playing, and I'm like, I guess I'm playing Plunder. Like, that's the deck I'm the most practiced with. I had picked up the Illegal Knight. I played a local with it. I went 3-1, but the deck felt fucking terrible. It just felt like it did nothing compared to the other decks in the format. Like, Sword Soul is so explosive. Branded can play through any number of negates. Plunder is, like, around. And, like, Illegal Knight's a good card, but it's not enough. So, eventually I go, I just don't want to play it. I don't have time to learn Branded. I settled that really early. I was like, I'm just not going to be able to play Branded or Sword Soul. I don't have time. My other option is Fluandereeze, and I'm like, I really don't want to play Fluandereeze. I find the deck very boring. I feel like I've exhausted the limits of how good I can be with the deck. You know, I like to be playing a deck that will help me grow as a player, not necessarily one that will give me a shitload of wins, you know? And like, Fluandereeze, you open the hand, oh, I open Shifter, whoop, 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 whoop. You know, it's not interesting. It's not fun. So instead, I'm telling Sorab this, and he's like, what's that over there? And I'm like, it's Libromancer Core. I was thinking of putting it together. He's like, oh, is this the Cursed Eyes list? And I'm like, yeah, we look at the Cursed Eyes list. And he goes, we're playing this. And I go, we? And he's like, well, I'm going to help you with it. He's on Branded. So he sits down for about an hour with the deck. Sorab remains one of the best, like, theory deck builders I have ever seen in my entire life. By a lot.
That was wrong.
He is not great with execution, right? He'll hand me a list full of, like, dipshit one-ofs, and I'll be like, all right, let's just take all this out. But the core philosophy is pretty sound. And he comes up with a build that eschews all of the Dogmatic Calamity into Knighted, and instead does just adventure stuff. And he's like, all we need is a payoff. And I'm like, I was going to bring Drytron. That was another deck I was mulling around. Why don't we just use Vanity's Ruler as the payoff? Because the whole theory of Drytron is you want to make Vanity's Ruler and set Magic Key Unlocking right now. Let's do the same thing, but set Libromancer Intervention. Same idea. And he's like, yes. So we sit down, we lab this out, we really get it going, and I think we come up with a list that is very good. I think the list that I showed off is actually extremely good. Unfortunately, the matchup spread is not very good. It has a really good Branded matchup. It has a pretty good Sword Soul matchup. It cannot beat Fluandereeze to save its fucking life. There are some other really crusty matchups, like Lurking in the format, that are pretty bad for it. But that's just the story of a lot of decks right now. Like, a lot of decks just have a really bad matchup, right? So I build the deck. I go, great, let's go. Sorab lives around me, so I'm like, here's what I'm going to do. Get in my car. I'm going to drive my friend Spencer, who you all know. I'm going to drive Brent, Progression Playoff Season 5. And I'm going to drive Sorab. The four of us, we're going to drive out, going to have a good time. Sorab goes, oh, no, I'm not driving up with you. I'll drive back with you. And I go, why aren't you driving up with me? And he goes, well, hear me out. My job pays me hourly, right? If I take off only Friday, I work all Thursday and I make money. And I say, the money you make has to be more than the plane ticket for this to make sense, for you to take a plane instead. And he goes, yeah, it is. And I said, all right, sure. He said, I'll fly in, we'll do it Friday, and then, you know, we'll come back. So day 0, I get my ass up. I wake up to Raid Shadow Legends sending me a thing about problems with the integration that I sent them. And I go, oh God, I'll fix these at the Airbnb. This is not, don't do this, folks. If you ever find yourself in this scenario, don't do this. Bad idea. You do not leave your setup. Your travel setup is not going to be sufficient for anything. Anyway, so I pick up everybody and we start driving. Now, the way this Airbnb situation has shaken out is I neglected to get one until very late. And as a result, it's me, Chaotic Meatball, Brent, Socks, and then because we could only find Airbnbs for 8 people, also another group of 4. It is Darth Nash 6, if you're familiar with them, and some of their friends. I have never met this person, but Crush Cards vouched for them. So I was like, okay, if they kill us, you know, then I will not be renewing my subscription, right? I mean, I feel like that's fair. So we go over there, and immediately there's a problem. Sorab sends me a message and he goes, my flight's been canceled. And I go, your flight's been canceled? What the fuck? He goes, well, you know, they overbooked it. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. They overbooked flying in general. There's too many planes in the air, so we can't land, as we can't take off. And I'm like, well, what's the next step? And he goes, well, we have a standby at 11. And I go, okay. He goes, at 11, he sends me a text. He goes, okay. So because everyone on the plane was pushed, the standby isn't going to work either because everyone is in line for the standby. And I go, okay, listen, dude, Hartford is 4 hours from us. Just fucking drive. And he goes, I have an electric car. And I say, and he goes, well, it can't go more than 250 miles. And I said, what? That can't be right. What? And so it was right. So he said, here's what I'll do. I'll drive halfway, charge it, get a hotel, but tell me what but I'm not going to be able to get there till Saturday. So tell me what the giant cards are, because I'll enter and play Attack of the Giant card, because I'm going to miss the main event at this point. Just tell me what the giant cards are and if they're worth it. So we get there and I say, they haven't put out the giant cards. They're not going to until they start running side events. And he goes, I'm not going. So Sox did not come. So we get to the Airbnb, and we are shocked to see a big guy there, like a 40-year-old man. And he's like, hey, what's up? It's me, like, Steve. And I'm like, hey, Steve, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm just here to teach you about the house. And I go, sure. So Steve teaches us about the house. And I did not know that this was going to be the nicest Airbnb I have ever stayed in my entire life. It was excellent. It was a huge cabin. It's got all of these like rooms, and it was so nice. And it outlooked a lake. It was like 20 minutes from Hartford. Outlooks this big ass lake, right? I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so nice. It sleeps 8. So it's 3 bunk beds that have 2 apiece, and then 1 double, and then 1 single, right? And so we get in, Steve leaves, and then Brent goes, hey guys, you should check this out. We go, what? The bunk beds are not usable. This is because the top bunk has this much space between the top of the thing and the top and the ceiling. What's more, there is no ladder to get up to the top bunk. So you have to jump. You gotta fucking go for it. And Brent is like doing acrobatics to make it happen. He's a slender man. He's very agile. A lifetime of theater will do that to a person. And he couldn't do it. So we're fucked, you know. I mean, I don't know if you've seen me. I don't know if you've seen Meatball. I mean, we're not fucking getting up there. It's not happening. So instead, what we do is Meatball says, I'm going to sleep on the recliner. And I say, I'm taking a bunk bed. Brent takes a bunk bed. Spencer takes the single. An additional guy takes the bunk bed. We still have to sleep 3 minus Socks 2, right? They're going to sleep in the double, right? That's it. So, we all get settled. We all get ready. I'm testing Libromancer. It's not going great, but, you know, it is what it is. We head to... so I want to hang out with, like, Gage and the gang. So I call them, and I'm like, where are you all at? And they give me an address, and I go, you're 2 minutes from us. He goes, what? I go, you are literally 2 minutes from us. Independently, we have both booked these beautiful outlooking on the lake Airbnbs. So we go over there. We have a great time. But while there, I meet Bean Soldier TV. And I want to real quick, I told this story on Farfa's stream. I want to clarify. Bean Soldier TV registered a deck, a Sun Avalon deck, that contained... not Sun Avalon Dryas, but Sun Avalon Dryades. And I said, oh no. And he said, don't worry, I'll talk to the judge tomorrow and we'll get it smoothed over. And I said, good luck. All right, so then that's the end of day 0. So, day 1. First up, I gotta talk to you about Libromancer specifically. Libromancer's a kick-ass deck. You should all play it. But the night before, I noticed that there was a link to request a feature match form. And I'd filled this out when someone tweeted it like last week. But I thought, you know what Konami is a sucker for? Buttering them up. The words echoed in my mind, Trucy, why don't you try buttering her up and then ask her for shit? So instead of doing anything productive like testing, I spent about an hour on night 0 writing like a 400, 500 word essay about like why I think Libromancer is a decent option this format and how cool the cards are and I do believe all this and like how underrated the archetype is and shit like that. So I send the thing, I peace off to bed. And the next day, lo and behold, I'm the feature match. So let's react to that.
That
real
was
quick.
wrong.
Hamster Boya, thank you for the sub. All right, so this is an hour long. We're gonna watch it on 2x, and we're actually not gonna watch a majority of it.
That was wrong.
Why are they playing the progression playoff theme, by the way? Why are they playing the progression playoff theme? What's going on here?
Plays only one Lubellion. Gets bounced away.
Oh, okay, so here we go.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go ahead and head to our feature match table for round 1 of YCS Hartford, Connecticut. Let's take a look at our players. First up,
That
we
was
have
Okay, so
wrong.
this is Nicholas C. So I sit down across the table from Nicholas C. and I go, you look familiar. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you from Maryland area? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, Dream Wizards. He's like, yes. It's a fucking local. I'm like, a local yokel? Easy round 1. Let's go. We're talking beforehand, you know, he's a nice guy. They told me to ham it up. I do want to let you all know, this was partially my idea, but they did tell me, you know, please, like, dance around, have a good time, ham it up, you know. They did not ask me my favorite card. They guessed. They asked him his favorite card, but they guessed mine. All right, so I'm doing my little, my gay little dance. Then they go, okay, sit down. We sit down, right?
I feel like there's two kind of hero players, right? There's ones that like Dark Claw and ones that are more of like the Jade Yugi fans. Two very different breeds, but we see where he falls.
By the way, this was a surreal experience. It was so amazing. I've always wanted to be on a feature match. It was a dream come true. I was so happy that this happened. And I told him, I was like, I do not care if I win or lose, you know. What I care about is if I can do the combo once. Like, that's all I want to do. I was talking to the people. I was under the impression that I would never get a feature because I figured, like, I'm not very good at Yu-Gi-Oh, which, you know, shocker. And second, I thought Konami just hated me. I thought they could not stand me. But this weekend has really dispelled that illusion. I spoke with a lot of people, and they were like, oh, I love your content. And I'm like, oh? All right. So I'm re-angling as #1 best Konami boy, so they give me the Dark World support.
Round 1. So many of our duelists that we interviewed yesterday said that
Anyway, we're just chatting here, and he was such a good sport, super cool guy, the entire time, even when some of the things that happened. So we're chilling. There was a question as to whether I could wear the hat or not, but they did let me do it. The shirt is Dark Tome makes these on Twitter.
Sometimes you just want 2 monsters. You wouldn't want to trade one away for Alert Darkness, so I can understand that well, but I'm also excited to see the deck on the other side.
Yes, Joseph's brought the Libromancers, the new world premiere.
So I win the die roll, and I open busted. I look at this open, and I'm like, thank the Lord, I hope he's on branded, because then I'm going to be able to get it through.
You can play it in a ton of different ways. You can play it just straight up with the cards and the theme.
Pac said during today's stream, Konami told him at Feature Match not to do the "You're Dead" sign or anything flashy because of what you did. They literally told me to dance around!
It's kind of like on 2 modes. You either set up going first the trap cards, or you just try to deal 8,000.
That was
The way
wrong.
Joseph is playing it here is very interesting. He's playing a little more like a Drytron deck. Basically, the way Drytron works these days is you're setting up no vanities rule.
These MBT sleeves, by the way, got 2 appearances at feature match because Doug asked me for some last time we were at a YCS together, and then he got a feature.
That way. The Liberamancer deck can do very much the same thing, but
They were specifically like, don't do this. Oh, I went too hard. I'm sorry.
so a little more efficiently and gets to play better generic cards like Emergency Teleport for the Geek Boy and things like that. So I'm interested to see how this version of the deck is going to shape up as well. It's got no normal summons, the whole deck. It's all effects that are on special summon. So unless you want to put Manju or something in there for more ritual support, you can easily incorporate the adventurer cards into this strategy.
Okay, blah, 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 blah.
And get the power of Draco back on your side just in case they can't figure out what you got.
Yeah, I think the big thing you lose by including sometimes cards like Manju is that you really want to use some Base Ruler, right, yeah. But main point being that you're on.
I'm
right, obviously,
doing-
right,
I'm-
still
I'm
here,
doing
still
the
very
big
powerful cards, right? We saw them
MB
a lot during
talk,
last year's series.
true.
They haven't left the fray. Still incredibly impactful engine. You know, we might not see it in every version of every deck, but still going to give Liberamancer a huge boost.
Nice camera angles, right? And then they moved to the camera angle where you can't see the die roll.
Not really seeing it in Sword Soul, but the other ones that use Red Rose Dragon before. They're still going to do that now, and they're still going to use the adventure cards. They need to find ways to replace some of the other combo lines. They had Auroradon leaving has been a big deal for a lot of those synchro decks.
Yeah, I mean,
And we
now,
chill
I mean,
for a
there's
while.
So many cards I feel like left the Forbidden Limited list that it's going to shake things up big. But the big thing with this adventure engine is we have to not rely on like normal summon effects, right? But
All
before
right.
we talk too much more, let's go
So
ahead and head to
here's
of our
game
first
one,
match here at
all right?
YCS Hartford. We'll see who
So
exactly won the
I
battle.
don't know
Looks
if
like
I could see the hand, but it's adventurer,
it is going to start
Telly,
off with Water Enchanters of the Temple.
and some other stuff. But really, that's all you need.
Water Enchanters.
There's a little discussion about where the banish zone is.
Yep. So Rite of Aramis here also pulls a card out of the deck. You special summon the Adventurer token first. There it is, 2,000, 2,000 Earth Warrior. And then, if you don't already have Fateful Adventure on the field, Fateful Adventure, you can place it directly from your deck face up onto the field.
Okay, so I eat Telly here, so I can chain block the Geek Boy. I'll walk you through like the theory behind my plays, right? This is the important part, is the theory. My opponent has to read Geek Boy. The person immediately to the right of me is writing down everything, and I feel so bad for them. Whoever that was, you did your best, because holy shit did I play a bunch of cards that no one's ever read.
Pulls the Draco back. Draco back is like it's not.
I opened fire, that was it, yeah.
Like, it's easy to clear out the Griffin Rider, but if you don't take out everything else as well, Draco back
So I go
Yeah, it's
Prosby
interesting how,
here.
like-
Now I was supposed to get Griffin Rider here, but I didn't. And you may be wondering why. And the answer is
Even though the adventure engine feels a little bit linear, like it does the same thing every time, right? The fact that it sort of hits from all these different angles, like you get the token, you get the Wonder Griffin Rider, you also get the Draco back. It does a lot for what it does.
I just forgot.
There's all these
I
things to worry about. So
completely
let's
forgot.
activate
It's not
Pop
in hand. I
Cross,
just
very
forgot.
nasty. Banish a full 6.
I'm going to take a look at what those
That
costs are
was
first
wrong.
before it goes any deeper with the first appearance. The first appearance is the search effect. If you can pick up one of the things you're looking for here.
Then we open. Like, look how crazy
Your
this
turn
is.
three.
I picked Nadir here.
So this is one of the things that you get to do with this deck that you wouldn't get to do with Drytron, is that you can incorporate.
And then I survey the board state and I go,
It's
oh,
also, like, interesting about cards that you
fuck,
might not
I
normally see.
have Fateful. I gotta activate Fateful. There's literally me just going like, why didn't I activate Fateful? What am I, stupid?
So one
I go and I go and I do the Fateful here.
Release in Dimension Force that we've seen in a number of decks so far, the Illegal Knight.
He's going to go ahead and discard the Draco back.
So then I go Nadir, I think? No, I don't. I go Fire first. Man, I played this well.
It just does a ton Draco back.
Right.
Sheesh. So to get Fire going, you have to use Intervention here to get
It's first appearance, though, so you can't
my
take
good
anything that's
friend.
already appeared on the field.
I like that. I like that naming. Great tide. Yep, so he's going to be able to search any Liberamancer card that's not Geek Boy. It looks like grab Doombroker. I think that's what he has right there.
So
Yes.
Yep, that'd be Doombroker.
I go for
Doombroker's
Nadir Servant
kind of
here
crazy
to
card.
get
So
White Knight of
the-
Dogmatica. Now I want to
Just
talk.
fires well,
This is going to be in the profile, but I want to talk specifically about White Knight of Dogmatica here. I search Agent here. White Knight of Dogmatica is a dogshit card I will not be summoning. But the commentators talk about it like it's like a real card that I have a chance of activating. The reason that it's in the deck is because I want to be able to bin Herald of the Arclight off of Nadir's Servant, right? And there's two options for that. The reason I picked the low-level one is Libromancer Doombroker has an effect that allows him to attack directly and then shuffle a monster, but he can only attack directly if you use a material on field. If you get the higher-level Dogmatica, it is a better card if you want to play like Dogmatic Calamity. But if you're only using it as material, you can't send a card off field, right? Because you can't overpay. So it's better to use the lower-level one because you're never out of material, right? Anyway, we've got the Ben 10, and they say something like he drew the Ben 10 as well. I activated Prep earlier in the turn, I thought. I can't remember if I did or not. Right here, I go Chainlink 1 Ben 10, Chainlink 2 Doombroker, but I'm actually pretty sure that Doombroker is not a quick effect. I just do it anyway, right? So then I make Lingaribo, the boy. This protects against Imperm, so on big boards you do this. So you're protected against Droplet plus Imperm, plus White, plus, ratio. It's okay. Literally no one at the table caught it because no one has read these cards, including me. And it changed to nothing?
Block the special summon completely because you can't negate Supercaller.
So Nick here concedes without showing me anything, and he says verbally, "I'm gonna scoop without you knowing anything. I think that's better for my chances." And I say, "Okay, yeah." All I know here is that Vanity's ruler beats him. So I'll skip boarding, but I board into 2 additional Mystic Mine because I figure it's branded, right? Like. That's the deck that would not even play under Vanity's ruler, right? Some of these other decks can maybe manage something, like maybe you like wait on a blackout or something if you're on Sword Soul. If you're Flunder, you're of course fine. But I put in the Mystic Mines, and Nick goes, he's like, fuck. He's like, I literally don't have anything for your deck, is what he's saying right now. He's like going over, he says, I have nothing for your deck, and he shuffles up. And I say, did you just board 0 cards? And he goes, yes. And I go, great. Mystic Mine Gaming. That's my win call in this game, right? So we do the shit. You know, he does branded stuff. You don't need to see branded stuff. You've seen branded stuff, okay? We've all seen branded, all right? We all know what the deck does. Ooh, you know? Boom, I hit Mystic Mine. I'm the greatest player in the universe. I go, easy 2-0, my first time ever on feature. How do I get this lucky? It's not luck, folks. It's skill. It's all skill. So let's just skip ahead about 30 minutes. So we do the, like, pass back and forth for a while. And I'm a little concerned. If someone sticks in the game, you have to think they have an out in deck. But that's true game 1. Game 2... I mean, I'm up a game. He would stick in the game because his win condition is making me misplay, right? Like, it's like, oh, Joseph, maybe you blink first, and I win because you activate the field spell. Instead, he has a Cosmic Cyclone in his main deck. Draws it 3rd to last card. Well, after you mind, what was your game plan? What were you waiting for? The end of the game? Anyway, 3rd to last card. Then he immediately goes for Lost plus Ratio plus Chimera here, right? So I figure I'm actually fine if he doesn't kill me. My hand is crazy. Like, it's out of this world strong. And the way he doesn't kill me is I use E-Telly to summon the remaining Geek Boy from deck as a blocker, right? That's the only scenario in which I win. And then he spikes the E-Telly off the Guardian Chimera, and I go, okay, I have lost this game. Yeah. Anyway, oh, real quick, yeah, I do want to say, people being like, how is he running 1 main deck Mystic Mine out? That's fine. That's a completely viable game plan. Cosmic Cyclone's a good-ass card. Like, there's a lot of stupid bullshit back row that people are playing this format that isn't chainable. Like, not everyone's on D-Fissure. I mean, everyone is, but they're on other stuff, too. And if you're Mystic Mining your opponent out, they're drawing their whole deck, so you only have to play the 1. Someone in Nick's car, he revealed to me after the game, was on Mystic Mine main, and so he was like, I'm going to need a main deck out. And he was right. So he claps me this game. We go into game 3, and
super interesting.
someone on Reddit was like, why did Joseph scoop here? The Lubellian can't attack. It's not lethal. That's not true. The Lubellian can't attack. That part's true. But there's a snow in the graveyard. Like, we're 45 cards in. So, like, Masquerade plus Snow plus Mirror Jade is what? It's lethal, right? And if it's not lethal, it's Masquerade lethal. I was already 12 down because of 2 activations.
Well, this Mind Gambit backfires in this case, and we are headed to game 3.
It's no, yeah, it's lethal. It's 25, 25, 17. That's 67. 72. Yeah, then I'm dead. And even if I'm at 800, then I can activate 1 effect.
It's gonna be interesting because he both wants like House to Mine and Ruler.
Have to keep time in mind? Not really. That first game was over so quick we were fine, and we were asking the whole time what time was like. So we go to game 3. I thought I boarded pretty well. This event, despite the fact that I didn't like my actual board. And that's the hand. Called by, Intervention, Draco back, Griffin, Ben 10. Rough. So, it is what it is, you know. I was happy that Nick got it. So I'm like, okay, you know, happy to give it to a hometown hero, you know? Another Dream Wizards King, right? I go off to play my match. Later, someone tags me in Twitter and he goes, do you know who your opponent was? And I was like, yeah, Nicholas C. He goes to my locals. He goes, do you know who that is? And I'm like, yeah, Nicholas C. It says right there on the thing. Nicholas C. is the #1 Legends of Runeterra player in the history of time. Did you know this? It'd be like if I had only read DC Comics my entire life, and I sat down across from Thanos, right? And I go, oh, you know, he's purple, and that's not that cool. You know, it was crazy. So he has been the #1 ranked player in Runeterra seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and in the beta. He's a fucking god. it's incredible. Oh my god. This is Mr. Runeterra, yeah. And I just sat down. I was like, what the fuck? Paisano was talking about your body language. What do you mean? I'm telegraphing a loss from the get. Why do I bluff with a hand like this? Open 5 garnets. If I just lie hard enough, I can win. What do you think I'm gonna do? Joseph's really giving away a lot with his body language right here. Well, no fucking shit! He's about to give everything away with his playing language. I open it up and I go, well, and I set 2 and I pass. You just saw what the deck did. If I set 2 and pass, what 2 do you think they are? The best case scenario is probably some number of dimensional barrier, and he tested for it. Mystic Mind, true. I don't know. It was funny watching people like try to hardcore analyze this match. I was 100% on entertainment duelist mode. I was not being competitive even remotely, as evidenced by the fact that I brought Libromancer. But you know, that. That was my feature. I did say to this guy in between matches, he was like, oh my god, like this deck is crazy. And I'm like, don't worry. It wins every game 1, and then it loses games 2 and 3. And he said, I hope so, and it did. But it was a live TMT, true. I saw the Nesh reaction. I rewatched the commentator's reaction. I did not see the pack reaction to the Nesh reaction. What was that? Like, what on earth was that? In general, I just don't think there's too much to say about it, right? I thought I played fine, you know? I played a deck on purpose that doesn't require a lot outside of executing the combo, you know? But I am glad I got to, like, do a... little experience thing. A showcase? Yeah, a showcase, yeah. We gotta watch Pack and Nesh react to Nesh Reacts at Hartford. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Where is it? Where's the video? Oh my god. It's a VOD? I don't have time for that, chat. Wait, how the fuck did Pack have a VOD? Is Pack streaming right now? Okay, hold on.
You need reasoning and gates for this card to be good.
Wait. Oh, great. Well, now I've seen the list. Was it part of this one? I'm finding it. Don't worry, I'm finding it. This is Dueling Book. This is him just sitting there. This is deck profiles. This is him just sitting there. I'm not seeing it. It was in today's stream? Oh, great. Thanks, chat. Let me just comb through a 9-hour stream. Okay, time to comb through a 9-hour stream. Anyone know what time it was at? This is Christian Uranus. It was right now. There's Pax. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So Pac and Nesh react to Nesh reacts to Pac reacts. All right, here we go. MBT reacts to Nesh and Pac react to Nesh reacting to MBT on feature. Here we go. Live.
Wait. Oh, this is day 2. What was your? Better say 100%. I'm sick. No. Yo, he's insane. Wait, no way. That's bro. What MBT did on stream? That's why they gave me that warning. They're like, don't do that. They're like, don't do this on stream. Yo, I'm weak. That's why they told me. I was mad confused when he said that. Yo,
hey, don't do
Dude,
exactly what
they're
Joseph
like
did.
prepping me for like the feature match. They're like, yo, whatever you do, don't do any of this. And I'm like, they're like, don't do this. Don't go like, you know, like all this stuff. I'm like, wait, hold on, what?
Why would I
Alright.
do that? They literally told me to dance around. They're like, you know, dance around, get excited. I'm like, to me, that means, you know, get a little corked up with it.
We had someone do Randy Orton post for Charlie feature. Had to follow with Undertaker.
All right, they're just watching it. They're just watching it, you know. They're
The
just
best Legends of Runeterra players? That's crazy. Yeah, I think MBT made that tweet about that, right? Yeah, thank you for the prime.
All right, this actually is not working because Nesh's audio is on the same channel as the audio that Pac disables because it's got copyrighted sounds in it. I apologize, people, but we can't do this. Maybe another time. Content denied. Just go back in time. True. Okay, so if you want to see the list itself, it'll be up on Darth Nash 6's channel.
How's it going?
This
What
guy.
is up?
It'll be up eventually. I think I was supposed to send him something, but I can't remember what. Shit. Ah well. Will you ever play Libromancer again? Not for a while. Probably the profile. No, we recorded the profile. I think it was like an image of me pogging or something. Fuck, I literally do not remember. Whatever. He'll just send me a PM about it. Okay. So back on track. So I lost game 1, right? Or match 1. You all saw that, right? You all saw that I lost the first match. And unfortunately, things did not get better from there. Konami OCG okay with your taunt? Hey, wait a minute. What? I was just doing something I saw on TV, yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Paulo's version? It's great. So immediately after that one, I play against Fluonderies. And unfortunately, it's just Fluonderies, man. It's just Fluonderies. Sometimes they open it and sometimes they don't. There's not a lot you can do about Fluonderies. There's maybe one decision point I have where instead of negating a Advent of Adventure, I hold the negate for the Rabina normal, thinking that they don't already have map, but the piece they were missing was the bird, not the map, which is statistically not very likely, maybe telegraphed by the way that they activated the advent, but you know, it is what it is. So after going X2, I said, okay, goodbye. I am not doing this again. So I dropped. Then it was all right. I walked around. I met a lot of people. I got to meet Vlad, the one, the only Vladis Baranovsky. I don't know why he was. I don't know how they let him in, right? Like I thought we were building the wall. How did we let him in? But it was good to see Vald. He was great. Vlad was really. He was dripped out both days. And he got to tinker around New York City, which was, I hear, very fun. Shouts out to Pack for driving Vlad around to see the sights. There were no sights to see in Hartford, Connecticut. I also got to see Tatsim. That was really epic. Epically based in Red Pilled. I did not think I would ever meet Tatsim. Tatsim is the first Yu-Gi tuber who is the same height as me. It was crazy. The first Yu-Gi tuber that is the same height as me. And when he saw me, he said, "Oh, I thought you'd be shorter." And I said, "What the fuck do you mean? What are you talking about?" Tatsim is a normal-sized person, yeah. So, but everyone else, people who came up to me, other tubers, commentators, Konami employees, opponents, every single one was like, "You're a lot taller than I expected. I'm 6'1". I'm not enormous. But like, this is the thing, is that every Yu-Gi tuber is 5'8". But here's what I'm going to start doing. I think I'm going to start embracing it. See, back in the past, I looked like a big, lanky skeleton because I had no meat on my bones. But now I have meat on my bones, right? So I'm going to start like, you know, moving and talking like a giant, right? You know what I mean? So I'm going to come up to like other Yu-Gi tubers like this, and I'm just going to be like, you know, like how giants move and look. They're like really slow and deliberate, you know? And I'm also going to stop talking like Ben Shapiro, and I'm going to start talking like a giant. I'm going to be like, "That's interesting. Wow, I hadn't thought of that. How quaint." You know, I'm just going to talk like a giant. That's the idea. Adopt an Andre the Giant accent. 2 weeks of working out before Peep's wedding. We're getting you on the ogre workout. Let's go. We're doing that. Get the fucking backpack full of rocks again. We're doing it again. So I drop out of the main event and we do Rivalry of Warlords. Have you all heard of this new format? Oh my God, Fizzy Dad, thank you for the 1,000. Fee, fi, fo, fum. True. Correct. So at the event, there's a ton of formats, right? There's Rivalry of Warlords. There's Speed Duel Constructed, Winamat, Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, Battle City, just a whole bunch of dumb, fucking, shitty constructed formats full of people who couldn't win a game to save their life. That's why they're X2 dropping, including me. So I say, let's just play Rivalry. Rivalry sounds fun. So Rivalry is $14 to enter. They hand you a deck. And then you get the deck and you get a literal 10-minute testing script, okay? Like, listen, Konami, hire me. I'll write the TMT scripts for these. But it is 3 pages stapled together, and it tells you how to play the deck. And it's really funny because some of them are like, all right, so here's how Sofa Code works, right? Like, so some of the ones have even scales, some have odd scales. You need both scales, right? Because each individual scale does something different depending on the link. Like, it's explaining it. The Joker Knight one is like 3 pages of good fucking luck, man. I mean, good luck. Really, good luck. And then it's like the second page is all Yu-Gi-Oh lore. It's like, the Joker's Knight cards are used to summon Yugi's most powerful beast, the Slifer the Sky Dragon. Shit is not in the deck. It's not in the deck. But, like, It's nice. It's nice. I really like the format. They did a pretty good job balancing it. The rank 4 spam decks are way overtuned. But the weird part about Rivalry is the event continuously fires, but they brought a finite number of decks, right? They brought like 36 decks. So they can only run like 4 of these at a time. And then, when you get out, you bring the deck back to Konami, hand it to them, they put it in a box, and then they can fire when they have enough of those. So statistically, after the first couple, you are really likely to get a pod that is all dog shit decks, right? So, like, by pod like 10 or 12, it was like all Joker's Knight S-Force mirrors, right? And for what it's worth, I think it's better that way. The worst decks are way the most interesting. The one issue, they really need to replace the Pendulum strategy, because the existing Pendulum strategy is Soulful Cord, which is an interesting and good deck, but it is not pick up and play. It's just not. Like, it should be like vanilla Pendulum or something. Like, it is not pick up and play. It just isn't. It's too hard. But it was so popular because, one, it's a really good format, and two, because of the economy. So if you're unfamiliar, when you enter an event, you get a number of tickets. These show that you entered the event, right? Well, the tickets can be exchanged for prizes on a prize wall. And one of the ticket prizes was an uncut sheet of Ghost Rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This sheet is worth about $30,000, right? So, you have to get tickets to do this. Now, theoretically, you're only supposed to use the tickets you've gotten by entering or winning events, but realistically, you can walk around and purchase tickets from people, right? And this is a mutually beneficial arrangement, by the way. If you are a normal person looking to just buy your way into a tournament, play some games, and then drop, you are way benefited by the 8 people from a like Yu-Gi-Oh team showing up and being like, can I buy your tickets off you? And the reason you're way benefited is because the tickets were so in demand because of this sheet. They were going for 10 times the cost of them. For $14, you got 3 tickets. People at the event were offering on the spot $80 for the 3 tickets day one. Literally $80. So, I'm not saying anyone did this, but I know some people who were out of the main event early and made thousands of dollars just because they were okay at Rivalry. It's unbelievable. And the people who were buying them were happy to pay. They were like, yes, we'll be able to collect these and then turn them into the sheet. It was crazy. It was unbelievable. By day 2, this was no longer happening because all the sheets were gone and the tickets were going for $4
That was
a piece.
wrong.
Jonathan Brookley, thank you for the sub. So, this was happening all through the first day. I got to play a bunch of Rivalry, really liked it. I do want to shout out, I do not know her name, the person running the Rivalry deck check-ins. They knew who I was, so I don't know, they might be around, but whoever they were is
That was
stronger
wrong.
than God. Actually just fucking stronger than God. Because what happens is, you turn in the deck, right? And then it was her job to make sure all the cards were there. For some reason, Konami thought it would be a really good idea to give random duelist decks full of collector's rares and shit. And to do that, the deck had to be sorted. So it was her job to manually sort every grimy deck in order. And one person, and, you know, these were firing constantly. She was literally up to her fucking neck doing this, like, for at least, like, 6 hours. And I was like, give a second person this job. It was crazy. But, you know, it happened. She got it done. It was unbelievable. An unbelievable amount of work. Did they die? I hope not. Anyway, same thing happened to me that happened at the last YCS, where I was super overstimulated. I was, I was fucking exhausted. At about 6 p.m., I realized that she is one of our best judges in the Columbus scene. Oh, you know who it was? I mean, pass her my gratitude. She saved that fucking event, because if anyone any less competent was doing it, it wouldn't have been as popular as it was. To put it into perspective for you all, over the weekend, I think 6 speed duel constructed flights fired. They were only held the one day. They did Giant Card Day 2. Over, I want to say 51 of the flights for Rivalry fired. It was so fucking fun. I would play Rivalry all goddamn day. I think there are some ways to improve it. Like, I think that the number one thing Konami should do is just print an alt set for exclusively like YCSs, where they have the precons at all common, so there's no incentive to steal them, because like then people would know it's stolen, or like they have a different card back or something, you can't use
I
them.
summon the blue
And if they're
eyes
gone,
white
like no
dragon
big deal.
in attack
Hensky, thank you for
mode.
the 5 if you didn't
Now
get
I
one. Dodge
take
in chat
all
is
your
simple
life
as that.
points.
And it saves them the time of having to do that. And second, just balancing stuff. But in general, very, very fun one. Did not chibi, but someone in my car brought Evil Swarm. Anyway, so my head is hurting, and I swoosed out there. We got the worst Tex-Mex I've ever had in my life. I'm sorry if you were at the table. I didn't want to bring it up because I thought it would be awkward, and everyone was having a good time and enjoying the food, so I didn't want to bring it up. But the Tex-Mex was so bad. It was so bad. And like Spence and Meatball are like, these are great. And I was like, oh, come on, man. They were the best damn wings I've ever had. Okay, well, you did get wings. Okay, so that could have been good. I got chicken mole, but like to put it to give you a little taste, they brought queso to the table, and the queso was sugary. It was sweet. There was no other word for it. Where did you go? The crazy dog, but in Spanish. Pero loco. It was good. We asked for, they were like, would you want mild or spicy salsa? And we were like, spicy. Brent eats some of the spicy, and he goes, there's no spice in this at all. It was wild. But it was it was fine. It was food. All right, it was food. At the end of the day, it was food. And I'll say the mole, the sauce specifically, it was fine. It was fine. The chicken was not. It was, but the mole, and I'm like, so we get home at about 8. I go, here's what'll happen. I'm gonna go to bed at 8. I'm gonna wake up at like 11. I'll go hang out with like Doug or Gage or someone, right? So I go, I wake up. It is 2:15 in the morning, and I go, good night, and I will see you tomorrow. So I wake up again for the next day. This was my favorite day by a lot. So I wake up at like 6, and I chill. I finish this raid integration. Finally, I'm able to do this. Oh, and by the way, I'm so sorry for the fucking the upload of the Duel Links video. It's someone who was trying out editing, and they did it fine, and then handed me the file, and I re-rendered it to have my intro, and rendered it at 2 frames per second. Why did I do that? I don't know. I have no idea. But so it wasn't their fault. It was completely mine. So I had to redo it, and then Raid approved the integration by the time that it was ready for Saturday, so I had to do it Sunday. Long story. Anyway, day 2, I go to breakfast. We go to this truly wonderful place. It was a very nice place. It was really, really nice. And then we show up extremely late for the event. Zara asked me about doing a 3v3, and then we both slept in. She was like, let's do like all 3 of us play Drytron, and I was like, okay. And then we both slept in. Whoops, my bad. So I get there, and I go, All right, I'm done playing a bad deck. Now that I know I'll have time to practice before the next event, I am going to pick up Branded. So I pick up Branded. Branded is good. It's a very good deck. I do not know how to play it, so I'm learning it. Doug's around. He's like, let's jam some games. So we jam some games. Douglas Zeef, with the exception of the games that he played day 2. I don't know what he did. He had the intuition, and he just couldn't lose. We were doing testing. I thought I was doing okay. Like, I was not playing optimally. I was just learning the deck. But, like, when he needed a card, he would just will it to the top of his deck. He was like, I need this. There it is. And he did this repeatedly for, like, 10 games in a row. I think we went, like, 9-1. It was unreal. Doug was out of his fucking mind this week. He showed up, a real quick Doug story. He showed up the first day, and he comes to me, he goes, Joseph, I am not feeling good. And I go, what happened? He goes, I did not get any sleep yesterday. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I literally slept for like an hour. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna drop immediately. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, dude. It's okay. You know, play it out. I catch up with him like 4 rounds later, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm XO. And I'm like, oh, are you? He goes, I don't know what happened. About halfway through round 1, every gear in my brain just kind of clicked. And here's what he said to me. He said, and Triff has a theory that when your body shuts down, your soul starts playing for you. And I think I believe it now, because, like, I'm definitely not playing these games, right? Like, I'm not, like, for example, I had a line against a Sword Soul player who I knew was on Nibiru. And I had a line that beat Nibiru, and I had a line that lost to Nibiru. And I literally just looked at my opponent, and I said, he doesn't have Nibiru. And I did the line that lost to Nibiru, didn't have Nibiru. I was in Game 3 against Flunder, and my opponent is like ready to go. I need one more card to side out. I look at Called by the Grave, and I go, but what if he draws Dimension Shifter? I need Called by. And I look at the Dimension Shifter, and I go, he's not going to draw Called by. Or he's not going to draw Shifter. Put it in the side deck, didn't draw Shifter. It's unreal. He literally became Yami Zeef. I don't know how he did it. He was playing out of his mind all day. Just had to pick up one game day 2 and couldn't do it. He bricked 3 out of 4 hands. So unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Explain Nightbeam. Nightbeam's great this format. I don't know what you want me to explain. What, are you shotgunning Dimensional Barrier in the standby phase? No, you are not. You're trying to greet it. You want them to activate something that you can chain it to. So you pass back turn player priority, they go Nightbeam. Nightbeam the Dimension Barrier, Nightbeam the Branded in red. It's great. Flow state is definitely a real thing. He was in it. He literally was just Ultra Instinct. Light Pulsar, thank you for the 2. I truly have not checked it. I will be honest with you. So then, me and the boys enter a Winamat. So, I enter the Winamat just to play a Winamat. Brent's like, you know what? I'll do a fucking Winamat too, right? I'm entering with this Branded deck I've never played. 3 other people from the house show up, and they're like, let's all enter this Winamat. So the Winamat is 5 of us, and then 3 other people. We're like, if we don't win this Winamat, we're washed forever. Spoiler, we did not win the Winamat. So, match 1, I play against this guy, and I'm like, I'm so fucking sorry, dog. I'm super new to Branded. I'm just going to take forever. Like, I promise I'm not trying to slow play you. He's like, it's completely fine, right? We're playing it out, and he's playing Sword Soul, and I'm just like, oh, shit. This guy knows Branded way better than me, and I know Sword Soul way better than him. So we're just, like, looking at each other, like trying to egg each other into the place. It was unbelievable. So he's like doing the lines, and like he like makes shaman for no reason, and I'm like, well, you weren't supposed to make shaman there, but I'm not gonna say it. And then I'm like fucking fumbling through like the Branded setup, and he's like, well, I don't, and I'm like, I know, I'm So I end up taking this 2-0. I felt really bad about it. I was like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, I thank you for being patient with me. He's like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so I look over. Brent has won his first round. He's on DDD. And the other member of our house has won his first round. So it's 3 of us from the house and one other guy. The one other guy wins it. I have to play another guy from our house who is on Sword Soul. Fun match. You know, it's a 2-0. Brent plays the guy who ends up winning. Brent is very, very good at DDD. But you know DDD, it's not linear anymore. You know, you have to kind of be like, what are my resources? What am I playing around, etc., etc. And after the match, the guy goes, yo, I used to play DDD, and I can tell you right now, you misplayed. And Brent was like, probably, you know, maybe. He did a weird line based on the contents of his hand and what his opponent had. And so the guy was like, no, you should have done this. And went on to explain the YouTube combo. And it's like, yeah, you should have. If you want to lose to everything. So, we get to finals, and it's the other guy from my house on Sword Soul, this guy on Sword Soul. It's a mirror, right? Other guy wins. The other guy goes, at the end of it, he goes, yo. I'm like, and I swear to fucking God, he says this. This is actually what he said. I'm not making this up. He goes, I'm like the Sword Soul master. Yeah, so you could have done this way better. And then he starts walking him through like the individual lines, and it's like, every Sword Soul hand can do every Sword Soul line. It's a question of what you want to play around, what you want to build to, and what you want to, you know, end on. Like, the other guy was like, yeah, that's you know, I mean, maybe. And then just like packs up. But like, who asked? So I guess I would say, if that was the sweatiest thing that happened at the tournament, but truly, like, come on now. I understand wanting or thinking that you are like helping players who maybe don't know the lines out with the lines. I get that impulse, right? But if you just sauced someone and they're clearly down, like, read the room. I don't know what to say. If they feel like you are talking shit to them, you know, that's probably bad. They're in chat. Oh shit. Oh no. Is this Cypherillion? Yeah, no, that's the guy from our house. It's me? Yeah, it's CJ Alex. I knew it. Anyway. At the end of the day, you know, don't be sweaty in a Winamat. It was literally Rebby. But yeah. I guess to summarize this in a way that doesn't suck, be nice. You know, it's a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game. No, the mat was terrible. It was the $30 Merrick mat.
Wrong.
If someone is clearly upset at themselves for misplaying or something, talking them through their own misplay is not going to make them feel better. So let's talk about 2 things. First, let's talk about the rudeness. Someone have the link to that? Oh my God. Whoa! Wins. Hey, we prefer the term Synchro American. This is so good. What the fuck? Whoa! Wins. Hey, we prefer the term Synchro American. That's so good. Holy shit. All right, rudeness link. Let's go.
All right, Axis Code Talker's up next.
All right, this is insane, by the way. I watched this in the shower on day 3, right? I watched this.
And it's That's a lot of attack points.
First up, Agent. All right, everyone told me Agent is a crazy-ass deck. Well, guess what? No one topped with it, so actually it sucks ass. Fuck you.
It's
Oh, you tricked me into watching a Stevie video.
Targeting Master
Targeting,
Flare. Or targeting...
he said
Master Flare.
targeting Master Flare. I don't know that you can let him take that back.
I'm gonna target Access.
I'm going to target Access Code Talker. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Many people are, like, upset that this guy did this, like, this weird take back. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a judge. Whatever. This is completely fine.
But you targeted him.
He said Master Hyperion.
Say his full name, but,
Okay, this 1 million years band. Here it is. Ready?
Whole thing.
if that's how you want to get your top, that's how we're gonna do.
Oh, that.
That's how you want to get your top? That's how we're going to do it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's bad
No
manners.
refunds.
Yeah.
I love Jerome goes, that's bad manners. That's bad manners.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
If
I
you're
don't know,
watching at
man.
home, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't say anything until you're absolutely sure what your target is.
I like it. He goes, don't do that. Don't say anything until you're sure what your target is. not referring to the that's what you want to do, we'll do it.
Don't try to take it back if you make a mistake.
Okay, so listen. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Wins anyway. They go to game 3. I mean, I can't imagine. Ugh, they go to game 3.
So you're some Master Flare and proceed to end.
He goes, I'm gonna summon Master Flare. Proceed to end. It's Chaos Ruler.
Activate Chaos Ruler.
All right. So first of all, Julian was just in a really rough spot here. We're in time, and he had to activate a punk, right? So Jake has won this. He knows he's won this, and he does this. He goes,
You said proceed to... No,
you said proceed to... Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do you the way you did me. Cool. Awesome. This is really cool. Epic. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna start doing. That's the Hoban guide right there. That's Road to the King theory. We're advancing the theory. All right, what was the thing from Road to the King? Sometimes you let your opponent have small takebacks so that you can leverage it for a larger one later on, right? That's what it says in Road to the King. Here's the inverse. Sometimes you don't allow your opponent misplays, so later you can act like a jerk when you go for one that doesn't matter at all. It's all about the art of war, folks. And the art of war tells me you probably shouldn't activate Zeoman with 30 seconds left in the match. In general, I think that people have made this guy out to be the biggest villain in the history of time, which is ridiculous to me. I don't think what he did is that big of a deal. I do think it is petty and whiny and passive-aggressive and, like, just generally bad sportsmanship. But I don't think it's, like, bad enough of that to incur the witch hunt that Reddit has prepared for him. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a cringy asshole who malds constantly when they lose, like I am, just don't do it on stream. No, I'm kidding. I'm of course kidding. MBT does do it on stream. My stream. Please read donations. Sure. RBET deck lists are up if you're interested. I am, but we'll do it probably Wednesday or tomorrow. We could do it tomorrow. Jake's fine. Roll your eyes, but fine. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Okay. So, after that, Coder, I see Coder at the event, and I'm like, what's going on? And Coder goes, oh, hey, I'm in 3v3. I'm like, you're in 3v3. Cool. And he's like, I'm getting carried. And I was like, what do you mean you're getting carried? And he's like, I'm literally with 2 pros. And I said, oh? He said, yeah. I'm the dead weight. I'm like, what are you playing? He goes, Unchained. I go, oh. Wow. Why? But guess what? He won the 3v3. And guess what? He went in 6 rounds, I think 4-1-1 with Unchained. Unchained's cracked. Against exactly Sword Soul. Exactly Sword Soul. Literally exactly Sword Soul. No? Okay. I mean, ask Coder. Cheng Ying Gaming. Anyway, the reason I knew this is because Coder played Vera in semis. He walks away from the match and I go, oh shit, did you play Vera? And he was like, oh yeah. She said she was like some political person in your Discord. And I was like, no! Oh, man. I was like, she's like the best player in our Discord. Vera has the title in our Discord of the only person who reads. And her Discord entered the 3v3 and made it to Sems. The only good player the Jank Tank has produced, buddy, we did not produce Vera. Vera was created in the lab that is DGZ. She's got goo in her veins. What else? So, after that, I go over to Gage's and we have some pizza. And I'm leaving the pizza the pizza party. And you know what? I just said that out loud. I'm realizing that I'm going to be on many QAnon lists. Folks, many of the Yu-Gi tubers got together for a Rothschild-attended pizza party. Anyway, I'm leaving the pizza location, and I'm walking outside, and I go, where are my flip-flops? I walk back in, and I go, where are my flip-flops? And Gage is like, what do you mean? And I go, I have these brown flip-flops. Do you know where these might be? He points me to literally like 5 brown flip-flops that just aren't mine. And I'm like, listen, I can drive without sandals. Barefoot is legal. Can you just, I have shoes at home. If you see them, can you tell me? Oh, well, he tells me on Twitter, exclusive MBT Yu-Gi-Oh flip-flops, 1-1, worn by the king himself. These were donated. Taking offers. Of course, I respond with this. But, like, I didn't realize this until I saw these. I got some stompers, huh? I got some stompers. So I was thinking, I'm like, I'm not this heavy. You know, how could this have happened? These flip-flops, I sat down and did the math. They're a decade old. A decade old. They're older than people in my chat. The footprint is like the fingerprint of the foot. Do you think Emma Sky would have fun with this? And of course, the comments are what you'd expect. You're telling me Joseph's glorious grippers have been in those? What size are they? I don't know, but way too big. The guy is basically Sasquatch. What is this man's toe grip? He's walking around with them grippers. Let me get a sniff. Vacuum seal it to preserve the savory smell. Put those pavement punishers away, my man. How do they smell? I can still see the toe prints. I can smell it. Great. There's hidden ones? There's not hidden ones. Thank God there's not hidden ones. Grimy. Grimy. It is what it is. Talk about a carbon footprint. Die. But that was it. Anyway, finals was Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine in finals. I mean, what?
Strong represent.
Where's day 2?
Guarantee a victory in the tournament is a nice little combo to start with as
Right.
well.
When he activated Mystic Mine, I clapped.
Like, for example, let's say you're playing...
I'm sorry. Everyone in the audience clapped when the mine came down. Let me see if we could... It was game 3. Did he fire the mine game 3? Did the mine come down? I can't remember. Let me see where the mine came down game 2. Here we go.
Roll activation is all right.
Ready? Here we go. Play it. Play the mine. Do it. This is James's turn.
Yeah, interesting spot.
Telling me that interesting
Demise.
that he didn't use it.
Yeah.
He slow rolled the fuck out of that demise, by the way. Got super greedy. He's like shaking his head because he got so greedy.
And then next to a token.
One engage, baby. That's all it takes. One engage.
Oh, we got those World Championship sleeves too.
Oh, yeah, I saw them really terraforming.
Terraforming's a good one.
That's clapping in the back.
That's all right.
Here, is the area 0 or is it the mine?
Yeah, we're prepped.
He already
We're
used the
primed.
multi-roll.
We're primed. We're ready. We're
So
ready.
you can't do things like just like send the area 0.
Yeah, so he gets the mine.
Thinking on the ad.
That was whoa. We're far enough back that you can't really hear it, but the crowd went wild. They were like, "Yeah!"
Unless you have a quick effect.
Mystic. All right, so
all
it's
right.
resolved. James thinks about it for a moment. Mystic Mine is activated. And a temporary reprieve has been bought from Mirror Jade.
Anyway, we lost that game, but he wins game 3. So shouts out to Poe. I do want to say I feel kind of bad for Poe. Like, I feel pretty bad about it, right? Because, like, he made a call for the event where everyone's playing Despia. It worked out, and everyone's like, "Oh, Mystic Mine." Sorry. Sorry that the deck is good, and he made good deck building choices. Sorry. I apologize that this player is better than you will ever be in your entire life. Sorry. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Deck is cringe. Here's what I'll say about the deck. This is the only thing I'll say about his deck. It's got one too many engages in it. Should never let that shit off. Should never have let that shit off. All right, I'm going to make a post, YCS memes here, please, on Twitter. It's up now. So just, reply there. We'll look at that, and then we'll end stream, I think. But that was the end of day 2. This list is so killer.
That
It's just
was
so
wrong.
absolutely cool. Suship tier 0. Thank you for the 7. Prague is dead. I'll do it Wednesday. I'll do it Wednesday. I'm sorry, chat. My throat is really killing me. I am actually going to die. But Engage does nothing if mine is banned. Keep crying. Keep crying. There'll be another Mystic Mine. Don't worry.
That was wrong.
Neil before memes, thank you for the 11. You all right? No, oh, and then, okay, so today, I think I just have convention sickness. You know, I took a rapid test. It's not COVID yet. I can still taste. I'm sneezing. You know, that's not really a COVID symptom. But, you know, I need a rest, you know. Con crud, yeah. Ugh. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, we could talk. I'm seeing that the memes was a good idea because it's reminding me some very funny things to talk about. So first up, I saw Pac was in chat. I hope he's still in chat. Pac, you gotta tell me, did you buy 1,000 of the Predaplant card and like think to yourself, shit, I lost so much money? Is that what happened? You were like, I gotta manipulate the market somehow. Holy shit. What a great Pac did the smartest thing ever, which is hyped up Predaplant for like a month and then didn't play it because the deck is fucking bad. Oh my god. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Predaplant Branded is a build of Predaplant. Oh, we did play Predaplant? Oh, we didn't play it for very long then. Anyway, Predaplant Branded is a build of Predaplant that, I guess, you know, it brandeds and it Predaplants. And it's fine. It's a good deck. There were a bunch of top players doing well with it. But I'm not trying to say nothing. Pac and Jesse could make day 2 with anything. All right? Pac could make day 2 with fucking DDD, okay? Jesse could make day 2 with a hand tied behind his back playing a Blue Eyes structure. And yet, no Predaplant in the top 32, and yet every Predaplant card is now a more $1 billion.
That was wrong.
I'm ready to eat my words on this one when it turns out it's the new hotness and it's actually cracked to shit. I will say this. There were 2 Predaplant Brandeds in day 2. There was 1 Libromancer in day 2. So that means Fire should be $40, right? What else do we have? We did that. This is true. This is correct. I agree with this. I will tell you right now, this format is so much more fun. It's so much more fun than the last YCS. Oh my god, it's a million times more fun. I think I legitimately just agree with Sebto for the first time in the history of ever. When he was like, listen, Yu-Gi-Oh's good now. The only issue is, in the board, there's cards like Dimensional Barrier and Mystic Mine that are just bullshit, unfun, you know, game winners, right? If those weren't in the format, if we were just playing game 1s, it would be great. It'd be awesome. You're just saying that because you aren't playing Flu? Yeah, I'm not playing Flu because I want to play the format. I don't want to play, you know, Barrier Statue Pass. I did way worse at this event than the one with Flu. But I really did like this format. I think it's good. So Master Duel was right on best of 1. Master Duel was right. I don't know what to tell you. Awful. Just terrible. 15. They're worth more than that. For sure they're worth more than that. Coder says you ignored me when I tried to talk to you.
That was wrong.
I did. Carlos TT23, thank you for the sub. Sorry. I think I was in conversation with... Was I? I don't... What was this picture? This is we are getting the Crush Cards Airbnb address, right? I feel like that's what's happening here. Donowald, actual Donowald. Generator sweep. Sorry, Dyer. It's not going to happen. It will literally never happen. Oh, this is funny. I love that it is like this. This is the funniest thing ever. That they put Lich in Splight Blue's head. It's much funnier than if it was entirely Splight. Oh, here we go. Much better, much better. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my, well, yes, well, that's a good one. Tag 2 blokes who do fuck all. Hey, Masquerade's great. I don't even know who this one is. Who's this guy? That's Lubellion? No, this is not Corteris. No. It is. I literally don't know what he looks like. No, this is not. Oh, it is. What the fuck? I do not recognize him at all. Look at this one. They put a line on it so you could tell it's a pie chart. Well, that's as bad as it's ever been. Doug posting his own meme. I mean, cowardice, but this is really good. Yo, what the fuck? Come on. Yo, Poe, you couldn't win a YCS in your own country? Australian Yu-Gi-Oh! Australia isn't the land of the free. Dog, come on. Haven't we been through enough? Hello, Eldritch from Flaming Vortex. Hello, Infernoid from Secrets of Eternity. Oh. How to talk to short people? No, yes. I don't get this one. Okay, this is a normal meme. It's not about the YCS. Anyway, Mystic Mind's getting banned. I mean, there's no way, right? The format just started. I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. What is this? Oh, I see. Okay, let's real quick though. I do want to point out. One, you can get the legally distinct but cute little online girl shirt from this link. It's a viewer who makes it. Secondly, I got to see Scapegoat. That was cool. And thirdly, this is what I saw on the way home. So This is a vending machine. Where you can buy individual slices of cake. And with that, I'm done for tonight. Thank you all for coming by. Really appreciate it. Sorry this stream was so short, but this is really all I have in me. I'm going to be honest. I'm out. My throat's destroyed. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are filming with Doug. We're filming with Doug at noon, and guess what, motherfucker? Guess what? We're filming with Doug weekly. From here on out, we are filming with Doug weekly. The non-series is now a series. We did it at Reddit. Okay, goodbye. That's it. Bye. Goodbye.